boys, and I'll do the same thing. We'll coincide. I'll mute. It's all good. It's all good. You just tell me when you're live, and I'll mute my mic on Discord. Same thing, just use your hotkey to mute your mic, right? Okay. Well, you can just have, if you open up Discord, you can just hit the mute button yourself on whatever it is, your phone or wherever it is you're on. Yep. So only unmute if you want to talk to me. I'll do the same thing for you as far as race related, but let's coincide, say there's a couple minutes left of qualifying, and talk about it real quick before the race kicks off, and then I'll give us about 5 minutes to work together to bring the race in, separate from when you go live. But I'm going to go live right now because literally we're running out of time for quality here. GT3s are going to be done here shortly, and Afterman just so. Okay, muting right now. Alright, we'll talk to you soon, brother.
Feast your eyes on the prize, living in city lights. You're out in front of the race, but you can't cross that finish line. Moving through the noise, the dial never sways. If your life is beating you, you have got to change your game. Roll on through the mountains and kiss the golden sky. Ride into the sunset, find your peace of mind. It's cool, cool in the canyon. It's cool, cool in the canyon. It's a broken record love song when you don't know where to start. If you're searching for a sign, take a listen to your heart. Roll on through the mountains.
Welcome everybody. How are we doing tonight? It's your boy Ghost here, and it's ACC day, but something a little different for you today. Your boy Ghost isn't going to be on track today. I'm not feeling well today. I'm battling a migraine headache currently, and I felt like it probably wouldn't be the best of ideas to be trying to race a very difficult race here tonight. So we're going to do some broadcasting, and we got something a little different for you guys tonight. We're working in cooperation with Oulten Gaming over on Facebook as well. And Oulten Gaming is going to cover the GT3 class here this evening, and myself is going to cover the Gt4 cars, and then of course we'll jump in and talk with each other as things are going on. So we do have Bloxham out on the track here, and just let me get my my buttons sorted and everything sorted real quick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little bit behind here today, as I was obviously just talking with Oulten Gaming, setting up what we were going to do here tonight. So right now, I'm not sure who first is. I don't think Bloxham is first. I think Seffi's ahead of him. Alright, it looks like Ram is first out on track, so we're going to jump on with Ram here for you guys for a moment. We'll lose the screen, and let's get you on board here so you guys can see what's going on here. Now bear with me for a second. I do need to sort one thing out for you guys. I've been having some technical difficulties with my capture card, so you guys are going to get to see how all the magic works on the stream here. Right now you guys got no game audio. Bam! Now you got game audio. So it's about to get loud in the house. There we go. There you guys go. Alright, my apologies. So we're with it here. You can't see what's going on yet because obviously I've got the screen up in front of us. I'm just trying to get everything sorted for you guys. So we're going to remove this beautiful, beautiful pictograph here done by IRL's Choco, who is in the race here today. So it is finale night, ladies and gentlemen. So we have just a normal 60-minute race in store for you guys here today. Nothing too schmancy fancy. We got the wrong logo up on screen. Let me remove that. And we had some issues a few days ago with the stream, and I'm still fixing funny little things that it reset. So bear with me here for a moment. I'm just making sure everything is properly adjusted here for everybody, and we're looking fantastic. So, welcome. It's round 7. It's the final night of the multi-class series, and regrettably, I'm not on the track tonight. I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to take the hit. I'm going to take it as a drop around here tonight. The combination of reasons why I'm not on track, the biggest one is I'm not feeling well, but these guys that are on track here are going to give us an absolutely fantastic race. So we got 12 out of the 20 drivers on the grid here tonight. You can see some of the drivers not able to make it here for the race. Real life happens, so we totally understand here at SFR. So we do appreciate all the drivers that are on track here and there. They got some tough conditions here to battle with tonight. As you can see, it's raining on track, and not too crazy rainy right now. The wipers aren't going on this car, but it's definitely raining. As we can see, puddling up on the racetrack. We're just trying to get the view that we like here for you guys and gals. And, ooh, Ram invalidating that lap there. Really unfortunate for Ram there, but we should have all our drivers out on the track here now as well. So just bear with me here. Let's go find... let's get on board with our GT4 leader here in the series, Bloxham. And Bloxham coming off a really fantastic drive last week at Bathurst, finishing quite high up in the overall race, leading of course with the win for the GT4 class as well. So we got about 6 minutes remaining here in qualifying, and the guys are looking good here out on track. So let's get you guys some aerial shot here. Well, we really do enjoy this shot. So there's only 12 drivers on track here tonight, so I think what we'll do is we'll probably sit on the 6th place driver after qualifying's finished to watch our race start, try and get the whole field in the camera shot here via our camera crew who's braving the weather today to get us the best shots that they can here at Oulten Park. Now, Oulten Park, ladies and gentlemen, is what I've heard to be called the Rainbow Road of the British racetracks. And it's not necessarily that it's a difficult racetrack. Much like Silverstone, it just requires flow. And if you have the flow of the racetrack, you can get around here quite efficiently. But it's just all the twists, the corners, and the undulations and the elevation changes in the racetrack that really make Oulten Park a difficult racetrack to race on. So it's going to be interesting to see how the GT3 cars handle the GT4 class here tonight. And it's also going to be interesting to see how both classes handle. Obviously, what you can see here is very raining conditions on the racetrack today. So as I stated, we are in cooperation with Nolander Gaming here on Facebook as well, ladies and gentlemen. If you are here on the Facebook page and you are on your phone, you can just click Nolander Gaming and it'll take you right over to his stream, so you can check out to see what's going on the GT3 side of the race. So Nolander is going to cover the GT3 guys. He knows the GT3 guys a little better. He knows the racers a little more on a personal level, and I'm going to cover the GT4 guys because I just know them a little bit better than Nolander Gaming knows the GT4 class, so I can give you a little bit more information about some of the drivers throughout the broadcast as well. We got Scott Miguel coming in with the share, Vic coming in with the like. Much love, appreciate all you legends up in the chat coming in and watching this amazing race. Also with the like coming is Scott. Hope you're feeling well, Scott, my guy. Hope you're recovering well, and I hope things are better for you, my dude. So we can see Bloxham making a bit of a mistake there. He's getting a little wide off the racetrack, and you can see he's just waiting for Sephiroth to get around. He'll re-enter the track when it's safe to do so. Great job by great awareness there by Bloxham. So let's jump on with another driver here. Let's go on board with Sephiroth, who wasn't in last week's race because he had a pedal failure on his setup. So he's back in action here tonight and on track with no practice. A lot of these drivers don't have a whole lot of practice here today, so it's going to be interesting to see how everything works out today in the races. So I really hope that you guys enjoy it. Of course, rain races are always difficult races, so we are going to see these drivers getting around the racetrack a little bit slower than we would normally see them get around the racetrack here. I do suspect we'll probably see the GT3 guys anywhere between the 140 44s to 50s, and I suspect we're going to see the GT3 cars anywhere between the 150s and 2-minute mark, but that's just off the top of my head. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, how we doing, my guy?
You up in the comment box with us tonight?
Absolutely.
How are you doing?
So what are you thinking of the weather on track here today, Nolander?
I'm thinking it's a little wet, my guy. Just a little wet, you know?
Absolutely. So I guess the biggest question tonight is it going to get worse or is it going to get better for these drivers? Is there going to be the potential to develop a bit of a racing line, a dry line, so to speak, on the racetrack? Or are these guys just going to be dealing with monsoon-type conditions here? You can see the racetrack's fairly wet, but manageable at the moment. We'll have to see what happens as the race progresses here. So, interesting. We're seeing all the drivers struggling so far from what I've been seeing in qualifying. So, what are your thoughts? Who's looking good out of the GT4 guys here so far tonight?
Well, you know, I gotta say that Bloxham, every race that I've ever watched him race, is just on point, man. The guy is super duper fast in those GT4 cars. In the last race, he was, would he come in 4th or 5th overall?
4th overall, yeah. So he finished ahead of most of the GT3 class as well.
Yeah, absolutely insane drive from him. So he's definitely my favorite to win it.
And I mean, right now, it's actually looking like we got Little Mac sitting in pole position here for the GT4 class, and it might be a little biased, but Little Mac is, of course, my teammate in the series, so I think I'm going to root for Little Mac here tonight, as I think that's probably the right thing to do for me, as obviously I feel bad for not being on track here today, but just not feeling well, so we'll bring the action in to everybody a different way from this side of things today.
Right, definitely to be a pleasurable experience for all of the viewers.
Hey, appreciate you, Scott, man. I hope you're feeling well. Appreciate that like and share, and have a good rest, my dude.
Co-stream, so you should be able to jump back and forth in between streams.
You should be able to, yep.
Quick and easy.
If you're on a laptop or if you're on a cell phone, you should be able to do it quite quickly and efficiently. If you're on your TV watching through Facebook Watch, of course, then it's a different story. You're going to have to physically jump between the two streams. But if you're on your cell phone or your laptop devices, ladies and gentlemen, there should just be a little button there with my picture or Oulten Gaming's picture, depending on which broadcast it is you're viewing from. And you just click on that, and it'll take you directly right over to the other broadcaster's page, so you guys can keep track of what's going on in both divisions. So that's one of the easier ways to do it. And sometimes it fails as Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, so sometimes you just got to bring up the other page if you want to go back to the other stream. But we try to make it as easy and efficiently as we can for everybody out there viewing. Hey, let's get wet. I mean, let's go. Hey, love you, Kilty. Coming in with that like and that shirt, my guy. It is very wet on the racetrack, and you can see Ram there getting off the track. And I got to tell you, I got on track for about 5 laps last night to try and get some kind of information for this race in case I was going to race today. And that corner that we keep seeing all the drivers going off, that really long sweeping left-hander in the midsection of the racetrack, is a very, very difficult corner in the rain. And I think we're going to see the drivers probably struggle with turn 1 and that corner the most here today.
Mr. Bradley Helm, appreciate that like on the stream, my guy. Appreciate you. Thank you. Just for the viewers, I'm not sure if you've gone over it on your stream or not, but why don't you give us a little bit of rundown on the track, as you are so very professional at doing so.
A little unprepared for this one, unfortunately, today, my guy, as I wasn't anticipating on broadcasting for Oulten Park, but as I was saying to my broadcast just a few minutes ago, so we'll say it now again, what I've heard is that they call Oulten Park the Rainbow Road of British racetracks. So not necessarily because it's just sheerly difficult. It's not really that difficult of a racetrack, but much like Silverstone, it requires a lot of flow, a lot of coasting as opposed to heavy braking in a lot of these corners. Heavy braking typically around Oulten Park here will require you to, it's going to make your rear end of your race car slide out, and you're really going to have a hard time getting around the corners fast and efficiently. So coasting is a big thing, and of course flow, but now in the rain it throws in a whole different complexity of the race, obviously. And you can't necessarily take that dry line in the rain around this racetrack, because as we're seeing on that long sweeping left-hand corner, a lot of drivers are going off the track trying to maintain dry pace on that, and you just can't do it here. So definitely expect the puddles, pooling puddles to be a big-time factor, and hydroplaning to be a factor, especially in the GT3 cars. And the GT4 cars, I think, will struggle a little bit less, of course, because they're a lot more racing modified as far as aerodynamic packaging goes on these cars. So I think the GT4 cars actually got the advantage over the GT3 cars in this particular race, just based off the simple fact of the way that the cars are set up and designed. So qualifying has finished, and we got Magic Man in pole for the GT3s. We got Gravel Trap sitting in second. We got Ray in third. We got Tango 2 in fourth. We got Shark Attack in fifth. And Choco qualifying in behind Bloxham. So Bloxham qualifying pole for the GT4 guys. Choco's actually going to be in behind him at the start of the race. And then we've got Little Mac in 8th, Sephiroth in 9th, Rig Pig in 10th, Ram in 11th, and Jay Guerrera, I think, getting in too late to qualify. He's going to start behind these GT4 cars here. So he is already on the back foot here in this race. So it's going to be very interesting to see how he can navigate the GT4 class and still allow them to battle on the racetrack without making contact. So I think we're in for a very interesting race start tonight, Nolander. What do you think?
Yeah, boy howdy, I couldn't agree more. He has certainly got his work cut out for him dealing with the conditions on track being as wet as it is, as well as, like you mentioned, just trying to get around these GT4 cars who, like you said, may have a little bit of advantage here on this wet track today. I think it's going to make for some exciting racing.
No, I couldn't agree more. And of course, we don't know what the weather conditions are going to continue on like here throughout the race, but the rain just does not look like it is going to let up. So bring your umbrellas, folks, if you're going to settle in for this one, because it's looking soggy out there today. Make sure you're on the driver that you want to start with before we get into the race. You got probably about another 30 seconds or so. I'm gonna sit on Bloxham, so I'm just gonna hit that mute button for a minute. I'm gonna let you take off with your GT3 class for the beginning of the race, and I'm gonna do my thing with the GT4 guys, and we'll coincide throughout the race and check on, see what's going on.
Yeah, whenever you want to have a chat, just hit me up, unmute yourself, and start talking to me, and I'll switch over to the Discord and unmute myself.
You know it, brother. You know it. All right, we got this, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a good broadcast here tonight. So enjoy the broadcast over there on the GT3. So if you want to see the GT3 side, guys, Nolander Gaming is the man to watch. If you want to see the GT4 class, the Pro class running, you want to stick it out over here on GT45 Gaming and then bounce back and forth to see what's going on in the other class. We love you, Nolander, and we'll talk to you soon, my dude.
Hey, much love, my guy. Absolutely. Sounds great. Talk to you soon, buddy.
All right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. So Nolander, absolute legend in his own right. So we're going to get down with this race. So as you can see here, we're going to turn on some game audio for you guys now. Obviously, I didn't want the game audio to overrun what the commentators were talking about, as I think that he had some good points there. Bloxham has looked very strong all season long. Very good points there by Nolander. And he's looking strong here again in pole, but as we can see there, we got Little Mac starting in P2, Sephiroth in P3, Rig Pig in P4, and Ram in P5. So it's looking like we've got 7 and 5. So 7 GT3s and 5 GT4s here tonight. Small field for the finale, which is it's just the way it goes. We all understand real life happens for these drivers. So I do need to go post.
20 seconds.
I do need to go post some links in the Discord for these guys. So just bear with me for the momento, shall we? I'm still here. I'm still talking to you guys. I'm still watching. We're going to see a formation lap too, ladies and gentlemen, right? So we're going to see these guys go around the track. They're going to warm up the tires. You're going to see them swing side to side. You're going to see them speed up, hit the brakes hard, all these great things. And the reason why we're seeing the drivers do that is, again, they're trying to get the tires heated up. They're trying to get their brakes heated up. They're trying to get the car in as an optimal condition as they can for the beginning of the race. So I just got to go share a couple things out real quick. So we're going to stick with Bloxham here, of course. And we'll jump on board with them here for the formation lap for now. And just bear with here for 1 second. We've got to get all this juiciness up in here. Alright. So that's one. Now bear with me. I gotta do one more. You see, as we're talking about, you see the drivers in front, they're swinging left to right, left to right. You can see Bloxham here, he's really hitting on the throttle, and you can see him really smashing hard on the brakes. And that's just to try and get those brake rotors warmed up. And it's important to get the brake rotors warmed up because obviously if your brake rotors are warmed up, you're going to get more braking at the immediate start of the race. So very, very important. And we're just going to share Nolander's stream over into the Discord server there as well. So it would just be uno momento. We're rocking and we're rolling, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see the drivers here. We're about the midway point of the racetrack here at this point now. We're going to get up into the camera crew, and you can see the sun is out on the racetrack here. So all of a sudden, the rain has just disappeared. Track's dry. So going to be interesting to see if the drivers are on the wet setups or if they're on their dry setups at this point now in the race. We can see there we're looking at about, well, I mean, if you're looking at the bottom right-hand side of the screen and seeing what I'm seeing, it looks like rain, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like rain, but currently on track, conditions are looking good for the race start, so that's fantastic. So the drivers are hopefully be able to get this race start off under dry conditions, and then if the rain does come back in, the drivers will be already settled into the race paces by then, and it should be nice and smooth and efficient. So what I didn't realize is that, so bear with, oh, we had a car wreck. Oh no, we had one of the GT4 cars wreck under the formation lap, so I'm not sure if that's going to be a red flag situation or not. I guess it's up to our SFR staffing here, but we definitely had what looked to be Ram in the back there. Ram, or no, I think it was Ram, spinning out under formation lap there, unfortunately, so hopefully the car's okay. You can take damage under formation lap here if you do make contact with the wall. So we are getting ready to start this race. You can see the cars are starting to group up 2 by 2 here. And green, we're going, ladies and gentlemen. It is on 60 minutes at Oulten Park for our finale. And we are going to stick with the GT4 class here on GT45 Gaming. Oh, and Magic Man spinning out. Oh, and there's contact made by Ray. So both those drivers. Oh, we got a spinner. Oh my goodness. Top 3 guys have spun out in front. And Bloxham is just... Thank goodness I got around all that. So, it looks like we have Gravel Trap up in P1 there. It looks like we've seen Shark Attack just make the move into P2. And I'm not sure what happened there with Bloxham. Woo! But, making a bit of a mistake there maybe too. And almost making contact there with what looked like to be a GT3 car. And then having to get back on track. So now Little Mac has passed Bloxham and also Ram. So looking like Bloxham now sitting in P3 here in the Pro Division in the GT4 class. So been a very tough race start here today at Oulten Park, ladies and gentlemen. You see the drivers really struggling with those cold tires, and we were talking about that. And that's why we see the drivers doing what they were doing at that. They see them trying to get the heat in the tires. You see Little Mac getting a little bit slow coming out of the first part of that chicane, and Bloxham giving him a little bit of a bump there. So Little Mac's back on the road there. Of course, Bloxham made sure that he holds that position. And now these guys are going to go down into the corner here. Bloxham's going to go inside. Little Mac's going to give the position up there. And back on the road we go. So Bloxham back up into P1 here for the GT4 class. And let's jump on board here and see what we see here. Wrong one? That's the one we're looking for. Whoa, and Little Mac getting deep into the corner, and he's going to miss the corner there, so he's going to give up that position to what looks to be Ray and Magic Man coming up in behind. So Bloxham's going to have a couple of GT3 cars here now coming up on his backside. So pretty crazy race start here, and I do apologize as Bloxham is actually in second place as we see, I believe it's Ram. Yes, it is Ram. Ram sitting in P1, and Sephiroth looks like he's got actually a clean break, so my apologies there, as we have Sephiroth now in the lead of the GT4 class. So let's go jump on board with Sephiroth here, as he's sitting actually 4th overall in the race here at the beginning. So some of the drivers struggling. So Sephiroth again missing last week at Bathurst due to having a broken pedal on his setup. So Sephiroth now is back in the race this week and looking very strong. So he's gotten a clean break from the GT4 class. You can see he's got Jay coming up on the backside here in that GT3 Bentley. So again, in the rain, I think that the race really does is advantageous to the GT4 guys here. As the GT3 cars with all the aero package and the extra things that they have on these cars makes them a little more wishy-washy on the rain. So it's really nice to see that we do have good driving conditions for these drivers. But Sephiroth looking strong here. You can see Jay closing up, and we're going to see this happen a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, we're going to see these GT3 guys really close up on the GT4 cars. Obviously, the GT3 cars are a lot faster under acceleration, but what we are going to see is the GT4 guys be quite a bit quicker. Oh, and you see Jay making a little mistake there. I'm not sure if he just overran the corner a little bit there, but had to go really wide there. So Jay's having a hard time getting around Sephiroth here. As you see Jay getting around in there now. So on board, we get a little trackside camera action here. So we got Jay getting around Sephiroth there. Jay struggled a little bit to get around Sephiroth there. So Sephiroth showing some pretty good pace. So that's going to drop Sephiroth down to 5th place overall. But, and Jay making a mistake, so Sephiroth's getting the move back done on Jay. So I'm not sure if we're having a GT4 versus GT4 race here today, or if we're going to see some of these GT4 guys really put the squeeze on these GT3 drivers tonight. Much like we did last week at Bathurst, the GT4 guys finished quite well, the Pro drivers, and the Pro-Am drivers really struggling with Bathurst. And we're seeing much of the same here at Oulten Park. Some of the Pro-Am drivers struggling with the racetrack here. And again, a very difficult racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. It requires flow, it requires it's just a certain way to take the racetrack and take the corners here. If you get it right, you get really incredible pace around the racetrack, but if you get it wrong, you pay the price. And much like Rainbow Road, I guess, on Mario Kart, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's why they call it the Rainbow Road of the British racetracks. So, and it's very difficult. You can see it's very twisty. It has lots of undulations. It has a lot of elevation changes within those undulating corners as well. So it makes it difficult to find the proper line and still maintain speed when you're coming into some of these hard braking zone corners, especially like we're about to see. Not quite yet. We'll get into one of them here as we're coming up to it. Once we get around this corner here, we're coming into one of those corners that's kind of a tough braking zone, and then you can see the camber in the corner, but then right there you can see the elevation change in the corner as well. So you're coming uphill, and then when you come over, in a sense, the second apex of the corner, you're coming downhill, and the corner's coming away from you. So you really do need to be prepared for that. And T1 here, so we got Jay trying to get that move back done on Sephiroth here, and the GT3 guys is having a rough start to the race start here. Hey, yo, Rockefeller in the house. How we doing, brother? How we doing? We got catch up in the house, ladies and gentlemen. So Jay is really having a tough time here with the race tonight, ladies and gentlemen. As we can see, he's tried a couple times to get back around this Pro driver in Sephiroth in his GT4 Mercedes, and just continues to make small errors and has to catch back up to Sephiroth here. So Sephiroth is just doing his thing, but now we see Magic Man coming in and GT3 guys here too. So Magic Man having a really unfortunate incident coming around turn 1 there, and I'm not sure if it was contact related, but definitely got the back end of that McLaren a little bit loose, spun sideways, and Ray getting into the side of Magic Man there. So I'm not sure if Magic Man has made that pit stop or not. Yeah, we'll have to jump in with Nolanders. He's covering the GT3 side of things here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So of course, we will go check on our GT3 guys periodically as well, but our focus is definitely going to be on the Pro class here tonight on this side of the broadcast. So Sephiroth in the lead, and you can see Bloxham and IRL Ram not too far off in the distance. And oh, Sephiroth got too much curb there, and oh, a really heavy hit. You can see big time damage on that Mercedes there, and oh, getting the rear end into the tire wall there. So oh, that is tough break for Sephiroth, ladies and gentlemen, as he was looking really good, and he just got a little too much of that curb, and that curb is mean. That curb is mean here at Oulten Park, and we just seen what happened. He just got on the outside of that curb, and it just threw the back end of his car all kinds of sideways, and he hit into the wall really hard. We can see that roof is flapping there on the front end of this Mercedes, and we're just going to stick with him as he comes back around the track to see if he's going to opt to make the pit here. And really unfortunate there for Sephiroth. He's having a great start there to his race, but Oulten Park, very difficult racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Very easy to make a mistake, and he didn't do anything wrong there, except he just took a little too much curb on exit. And we are going to see Sephiroth come in for a pit here. Not surprised. Really unfortunate for Sephiroth. So let's move into... let's move on board with Ram here currently, as he's chasing down Bloxham. So Bloxham has gotten past Mr. Ram here, IRL Ram. And you can see he's not too far behind. He's got about 1.3 seconds on the timing board there, it says, from Bloxham. And not raining so much right now on the racetrack. So quali was looking to shape up to be that it was going to be a pretty wet race here. And then the race starts, and we just got some nice, dry, sunny conditions. So drivers potentially on those wet setups even as well here in the race, on the start of the race. Maybe that's why we see some of these drivers having the struggles they're having as well, because those wet tires, very soft tires, and in dry conditions, in warmer conditions, those racing wet tires, they get chewed away very quickly, and they're very slippery. It's like driving on ice in dry conditions with those wet tires. And you can see under braking there, Ram having an issue coming into that chicane there. So potentially Ram is one of those drivers that might be on a wet setup currently in the dry conditions here. And it kind of does appear that way, actually, ladies and gentlemen, as we watch. We got Tango coming up on him here now, too, as well. And you see Tango's got some damage on that Lexus there as well. So a lot of these drivers definitely struggling with Oulten Park here today. And got a lot of cars with some... Oh, we got a drive-through penalty for speeding in pit lane for number 29, ladies and gentlemen. So I believe that's for Sephiroth. And picking up a drive-through penalty on top of already having to pit for damage. So really, really unfortunate for Sephiroth. He's having a rough start to the race, but we got lots of time left. 50 minutes, almost 51 minutes remaining in the race here today, folks. So there's plenty of time to still make up that ground. Let's jump on board. Let's go through our field. Let's go take a look at our drivers here. Let's go through the whole field here. So we do have Shark Attack in first place here, but as you can see, Ray is all over Shark Attack here, and we're actually going to see a move coming into the corner here. So let's see how these guys handle. This is a difficult part of the racetrack to be 2x2, and you can see Ray's just going to get forced out wide there. There really isn't a whole lot of room for guys to be going 2x2 there. So no harm, no foul racing incident there. You're going to make a too wide situation where you shouldn't make it too wide. One of the drivers is going to pay the price. This time it was Ray. Fortunate thing is he just had to go a little bit wide, and he didn't lose a whole lot of time there. Got some dirty tires for a couple corners. Make up that time and try again. So Ray in second place there. Definitely feeling a little anxious to try and get into P1 there. Making a little bit of an aggressive move. Just didn't work out for him there. Great job by Shark Attack to also fend that off and maintain the race lead. But Gravel Chap here, who had a great race at Bathurst last week, looking strong here again today in that McLaren, and he's up into P3. So we did see him with the early race lead here. He's dropped a couple of positions down to Ray and Shark Attack since then, but looking pretty good. And we got Magic Man now. He's made his way back up into overall fourth place. Now we did see Magic Man with the spin in turn 1 at the beginning of the race there, but he is back on his paces here. So we're going to get him to come across. He's about 19 seconds behind, so he's not even lost a whole lot of time to his driver, so he must not have gone in to fix any of the damage on the race car. It must be very manageable. We got Tango 2. Now Tango 2's car is looking a little bit more worse for wear. You can really see heavy damage on the front end of that Lexus race car here. So Tango's probably got his a handful of steering wheel right now, but it seems like he's handling it pretty good. We got Bloxham here. Bloxham having a little bit of contact with Little Mac Racing, but other than that, nothing too major. Gave Little Mac the spot back, but it doesn't look like it did any damage to the front end of that car there, so it must have been just a light enough tap to where it didn't do any damage to that front splitter here. Of course, on this GT3 BMW, and MX Bloxham now is going to the leader in the Pro Class and the GT4 Class division. No rain? I know, wait, what's going on? We've got Ram here in second in the GT4 class, currently on the racetrack, and sitting seventh overall on the racetrack. And he's looking pretty good here too today. He's coming in looking strong. He's been battling with Bloxham early on in the race there, but you can see he's got a little bit of a gap there now from the leader. And you can see Sephiroth is in between these two drivers. Sephiroth is a lap down, unfortunately, having a rough start to his race there. Rig Pig here in that BMW as well. It's currently now sitting third overall in the GT4 class in the Pro class, and sitting 8th overall in the race so far. Again, Sephiroth we see having a little bit of an issue there, just eating too much curb on exit there, and just got the bad deal there. He's got a bad deal, got the car to the wall. He's got it all fixed up. You see the car's nice and proper and in order here again, but he is a lap down. Potentially 2 laps there, as looks as he had to fix the pit damage and then got a drive-through penalty for speeding in pit lane, so he had to take an additional drive-through penalty on the next lap as well, which he has cleared. So we do have Jay here. Now Jay's been struggling a little bit early on in the race with Oulten Park here. Not sure if it's just not enough practice or again on a wet setup on a dry racetrack potentially, which does make these difficult track difficult to race on. You see Choco getting wide in front of him there. Choco holding on his brakes there, making sure he doesn't come back to an unsafe rejoin. So great job by Choco there to have great racing awareness. Knowing Jay was there, and Jay getting around Choco, so getting a lap back on Choco essentially there. And actually that was for position, so he's actually going to grab that position on Choco. So Jay is currently sitting 5th overall in the GT3 class and 10th overall in the race. We see Choco here sitting 6th overall in GT3 and 11th overall in the race. And some of these drivers having struggles. I believe Choco was one of the GT3 cars we see in get sideways and off track at the beginning of the race as well. And Little Mac Not sure what is going on with Little Mac here. He's got it in pit lane there, making his stop potentially, but we're going to jump on board with Bloxham here again. Bloxham is our current champion in GT, current leader in the standings in the GT4 class. I'm pretty sure he's probably got that locked down on the individual side of it. Been putting up good points for his team as well all season long, and I believe the teammate is in the race here today, so good points for the team as well. So looking really strong and solid as always. His Bloxham there in P1 for the Gt4 Pro guys. And he's in that Beamer. He's looked really good in that Beamer all season long. And again, you know, last week at Bathurst, he put on a clinic on how you drive this BMW around Bathurst. And just absolutely with a phenomenal race. 4th overall in the field, finishing ahead of most of the GT3 field as well. So he had a really great race at Bathurst last week, and looking to capitalize on that with momentum coming out of that race, coming into Oulten Park. So it's tough for the racers. You got a lot of traveling. You got to get the car on track. You know, you got to get out the airport. You got to get out of the plane. You got to get it on track. You got to get the crews ready. You got to get a little bit of rest. Try to fight the jet lag. And I mean, these guys are used to that. They travel a lot for these races all over the world, right? So it takes a lot out of the drivers week in and week out to be prepared properly for these races. But you know, some of these drivers are up for the challenge, and Bloxham is definitely one of those drivers. So showing great pace here in the GT4 class this season, and going to be rewarded with an individual championship here by the end of the season as it stands, I believe, ladies and gentlemen. I'm pretty sure you might even have that locked down. So it's definitely throwing the drivers off with no rain and a fast track. Absolutely, absolutely it is for Rockefeller. Good luck, racers, off to work. Appreciate you, Kilt. Aaron Benson coming in with that like as well. Appreciate all you fans out there. Let us know in the comments, whether you be on YouTube or Facebook if you're watching. Let us know who your favorite driver is so far. Who do you think is going to win in the GT3 side of things, and who do you think is going to take the win in the GT4 side of things? Let us see who your favorites are. We always have our stronger drivers, but you just never know in these races. Oulten Park has already proven very early on in the first 15 minutes of this race to be extremely difficult on our drivers. So anything can happen at any point in this race. Is the rain going to come back? We don't know. So who knows what's in store for these drivers yet. So we're going to go back into the list here. We now have Ray sitting in P1, so for those of you that are wondering who's on track, this is GT3 driver right here, Ray, and he does currently have the race lead. You see him just getting around Choco there. Gravel Trap, another GT3 driver, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in 2nd place. Shark Attack sitting in 3rd place for the GT3 division as well. We've got Rockefeller Racing's Magic Man in 4th place and GT3 class. We got Tango 2 sitting in 5th in the GT3 class in that Lexus. And then we got to move a little bit down the field to find our other GT3 guys. We've got Jay here in 10th overall currently, and Choco in 11th. So those are our GT3 drivers, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are wondering who the drivers are in each division. Moving to our GT4 class, our pro drivers. We do have Bloxham, who is leading in the GT4 class currently. We've got IRL Ram in 2nd place. He's also in BMW there, and looking pretty strong. We've got Rig Pig here in another BMW. Sitting in P3 for the GT4 class. We've got Sephiroth, after having that incident, sitting in P4 for the GT4 guys. And Little Mac, looking like he's having some issues with that race cars. He's got it parked in pit lane, so I wouldn't pick Little Mac. Just saying, chat, just saying. Looks like he's having some issues there. The car is being looked at by the driver, so let's get on board with Rig Pig here, a 3rd place driver. Let's get Rig Pig some love here. Fellow Canadian racer here as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, a little close to my heart being a fellow Canadian, but we're just going to give him some time on camera here, as we haven't spent a whole lot of time with Rig Pig yet in the broadcast. So this will be our 3rd place GT4 driver, ladies and gentlemen. And again, Rig Pig is sitting 8th overall on the racetrack. So having a good race. Having a good race out of the 12 cars. Totally not the view we wanted. Let's get... I keep hitting the wrong button. There we go. Alright, so let's do a little onboard action here from Ram. Let's see how Ram navigates our course here. We have the driving line on, so we'll take that off as soon as we get back to the garage, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure why that's turned on. It should be shouldn't be turned on, but it is there, so we'll remove that. Next time we get back to the garage, switch drivers for you guys. Get that little visual distraction out of the way here, but it does give you guys an idea of where the game determines that the racing line should be in comparison to where the drivers are taking the racing line. Now, the GT4 cars may have to set up corners differently than the GT3 cars because, again, The GT4 cars are basically a stock car with some racing add-ons, but they don't have that full aerodynamic package, much like the GT3 class does. So they're lacking a lot of downforce in these GT4 cars. So it does tend to allow them to have to take corners a little bit differently in certain parts of the racetrack, than opposed to what we are seeing some of our GT3 drivers doing early on in the race here as well. So you can see Ram is opting not to follow the exact line of the game here. He's got a line that works for him, but you can see him getting a little bit wide there, managing just to hold the corner there. So great job here by Ram as he's motoring on down through the racetrack here. And great shot by our camera crew there as he's coming up the straightaway, coming into this hard right-hand corner. And again, tricky corner because it's got a camber when you first come into it, so you're like, all right, I can take this corner nice and quick, and then you kind of start coming uphill, but you're still going around that cambered corner, but you're going uphill, so it's a little bit weird. It feels a little bit weird, so you got to be kind of feathering your throttle a little bit to try and maintain, obviously, your speed coming up the hill, but at the same time, you don't want to let up on your steering in that corner either, because as soon as you get to the peak of that hill, the corner's still going, and you're coming back downhill, so you're gaining speed as well with the race car. So you see a lot of the drivers are using a lot of runoff on the curbing on that final corner there, and that is much why, because of the cambering and the undulation in that one particular corner makes it a quite a difficult corner to get properly and very quick exit out of. And we're going to stay on Ram for another lap here, as we're going to stick with our TV crew here, and we're just going to watch how he navigates some of these corners, and I'll show you guys what we're talking about with some of the undulations and the elevation changes. Like right now it's fairly flat, but even coming into this corner, you can see it goes slightly downhill through the chicane here, and then when they come back, it's going to come back uphill on the exit here. So on exit, they're running uphill, and then they've got a little bit of a run downhill, 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 and then they've got the chicane here. So now they got to be braking under downhill conditions, catching as much of that curve as you can. And here's tricky. You think you can be on the gas, but really you can't. You kind of want to coast that corner, and then you come in here with just a little throttle lift most of the time. And as we've seen SFR do, you don't want to get too much of that curve because it unsettles the race car. So we've seen Rig Pig there have a really good exit there, just getting a little bit of that curve, keeping the camber of the curve, keeping the car on the racetrack there. And this final corner here is a tricky one. You're coming around with a lot of speed. And then you got, again, just a hard right-hand corner, so you're under hard braking for the most part till you get into the corner, and then it's cambered, so you feel comfortable with the corner, and then bam, uphill, downhill, and the corner's still going. And then you're comfortable with that, you go a little uphill, and you got to take another corner to get to the start-finish line here, as we just seen Rig Pig come around. So great job by Rig there. And he's looking really racy here today. So just give me one moment, ladies and gentlemen. We're just going to go get rid of that driving line here for you. Beautiful, beautiful folks. And it shouldn't be turned off there, but it is. So there we go. No more driving line. So it looks like Little Mac has retired from the race here. So Little Mac having potentially full mechanical race car failure there in that BMW, and is not able to continue on. So we did lose Little Mac here in the race. So we're down to 11 drivers. So we're down to 4 GT4 Pro class drivers. I got 7 remaining GT3 cars. And you can see all the GT4 guys, except for Ram and Bloxham, have already made their pit stops due to incidents very early on in the race. So let's jump on with Bloxham here. And let's stick with Bloxham for a lap or two here as well. We'll jump into that juicy cockpit view here for you awesome folks. And we're actually going to jump over there with Oulten Gaming here for a minute and get his thoughts on what he's seen over in the GT3 class here. Hey Nolander, how you doing, my man?
Very well, my friend. How are you?
Not too bad. Been a pretty interesting first 20 minutes of the race here, I would have to say. What do you think?
Indeed, it has, buddy. Very interesting race start. A very unfortunate event at the beginning of the race. Gravel Trap and Magic Man getting tangled up, and it shot Magic Man off, and he went all the way back down into P11 and had to fight himself through the GT4 category of racers here today, but has fought his way back to being, now he's just 5 seconds behind Shark Attack now. Ooh, Shark Attack getting it wrong there, goes off into the grass. But we currently have Ray is leading. We have Gravel Trap in P2, Shark Attack in P3, Magic Man in P4. We got Tango in P5, and then we have Bloxham in P6 for the first of the GT4 cars.
And I mean the GT4 cars too as well. They didn't get through this race start here without their struggles as well. We've seen a couple of the GT4 guys get sideways obviously at the race start as well. We've seen Bloxham have a little bit of contact with Little Mac on the second lap going through the middle chicane. And we've seen Sephiroth, who was doing really well in the lead, just catch a little bit of too much curbing on one of the corners, and it actually threw his car sideways headfirst into the wall, and he actually received quite a bit of heavy damage. He had to pit the car, get that damage fixed, and while doing that, unfortunately, picked up a drive-through penalty on top of it. So Sephiroth currently is fighting from a couple laps down here from his race start, but still looking really strong on the racetrack. And I mean, we still got 35 and a bit minutes remaining here left in the race, so anything can happen here. Oulten Park has proven to be very difficult for a lot of the drivers, much like last week's Bathurst race was. So currently right now, Bloxham looks very comfortable and in command here in first place for our Pro Division. And IRL Ram looking very comfortable there in second place as well. And everybody just trying to chase these two guys down. So we do have two GT4 Pro drivers that have cleared their pit stops. And we still have two remaining. So of course that could change how these guys sit in positions as far as the GT4 Pro class goes as well. So not really much to update currently, as we only have 4 of the GT4 guys left. We did lose Little Mac, what looks to be a full mechanical failure, looking like he had to retire his BMW here today. So really unfortunate for Team Slowpoke and Little Mac having to end his race early. But other than that, not too much happening right now. It seems like the guys have just settled into the rhythms. They're starting to feel comfortable on the racetrack here, and we'll have to see what happens as we progress.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I've just jumped on board again here with Magic Man. So we did a lap with him on board, and he is flat out flying, and he is currently catching Shark Attack. We're on board with him now, watching him chase him down, and he's coming hard and fast. Let me tell you what, he's got this track and that car dialed in.
Well, we're gonna jump over to Magic Man, and we'll let you take the call since you're covering the GT3 guys, and we'll let both streams see what you're talking about here. Is right now we don't have a lot going on in the GT4 guys, so let's give these GT3 guys a little extra love here.
Copy that. I think we just seen. I don't know who this was that jumped out in front of him. I seen it earlier, but I forget his name. So now Magic Man's going to have to work his way around this fella, and there's that really hard, sharp hairpin again. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble speaking. I think I just started doing it yesterday or something. I don't know.
It's broadcaster cursed, you know. We get dry throats, and sometimes we jumble our words up in our head before we speak them, and then it just comes out as gibberish. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. We all do it. We all do it. So you are right. We do have Magic Man has actually moved up into P3 there. So Magic Man moving his way back into the podium positions there. So I'm not sure. Shark Attack's moved up into P2. So actually Gravel Trap's falling off and down into P4 here now.
Yeah, and I'm actually not even sure when that event took place.
Well, it looks like that he came in for his pit stop. None of the GT3 drivers had pit yet, except for Jay Guevara 420, who pit obviously due to early racing incident, self-involved racing incident. So Gravel Trap did take a pit there, so that's why he lost that position. So I think he's looking for a bit of an undercut here.
Okay, copy that. So yeah, and it looks as though whoever this person is, I wish it would show me.
Tango 2 is in front of Magic Man.
Tango 2. All right, there we go. Thanks, sir. Much appreciated. It looks as though he was really pushing really hard right there and pushing Shark Attack to go faster because Magic Man was really gaining on him. Taking a look there and decides to back out of it. He'll find another spot to get around this guy.
Ooh, and Magic Man having to bail out a little bit there to avoid contact there with Tango in front there. As Magic Man came into the corner quite a bit quicker. So great job by Magic there to avoid contact as well.
Indeed, that was some absolutely fantastic driving right there and keeping that car under control while under that really heavy braking right there.
Big names on the field, says Paul. Hey, much love, my guy.
we've gone back to the aerial footage here.
Chris Reese coming in with the thumbs up. Much love, Chris. Paul coming in with that big
So
fat
we
heart.
can
Love
get
you,
a
Paul, man.
bit
Always
of a
appreciate the
different
support.
perspective. Ooh, Magic Man off into the grass, and oh
Ooh, tough hit.
no, is he going to come away without damage? I don't think so, guys.
No, he's
That was a
definitely
pretty
he's definitely gonna have some front suspension and probably some aero damage in that front right wheel there. And it looked like he clipped the back end too. That is a tire wall though, so it is a little bit softer, but definitely a hard hit there. So we'll have to see how Magic Man. Obviously, he's gonna go around a few corners here to see how the car feels and if it's still raceable. So hopefully he's all right there.
We'll see a pit out of him on this next lap if everything's not.
Absolutely, absolutely. I don't disagree with you at all there. So, still very fortunate to keep his position there too as well. But really unfortunate there is he's going to lose a ton of time to the second place driver up ahead there, who is, I believe, it's Shark Attack if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, Tim. And it looks like now it has gone to a 27-second lead. And I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I definitely can't see him in the picture up in front.
And no, we're on an aerial shot right now, and Magic Man is kind of all alone right now. He doesn't have anybody really directly in front, directly in behind him here. So maybe a good thing he can just regain his get his mojo back and get into that clean air and just start dialing back into the racetrack here. Very easy to make mistakes at Oulten Park. If you've noticed, there's a lot of elevation changes, a lot of cambering corners with undulating corners and elevating corners as well. So it's a very difficult racetrack for these drivers to navigate. And again, some of these drivers I suspect were started on the wet setup here for this race in these dry conditions. And I think that's why we've seen some of the early spins at the beginning of the race as well. I feel like some of these guys were prepared for rain and the race start was dry. So maybe a little bit of a wrench in the program for some of these drivers as well.
Indeed, indeed. Being on the incorrect compounded tire to start the race. Now, they would have started the race on wets, assuming that the race was going to start on wets. So now they're having to navigate this track. And
Appreciate you, Chris.
Magic Man has just gone off again and just elects to come into the pits now.
Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, he's had enough. The car's not cooperating with him. We just seen Gravel Trap go by there, so he's probably grabbing that position off Magic as well. Or getting a lap back on Magic. I'm not sure what happened there, but we have seen Gravel Trap just go by as he entered pit lane there. But really tough break for Magic Man. But I'm going to leave you to your thing. I'll touch base with you in a year and get a few minutes. I'm going to go check on our GT4 guys here and see what's going down over in the pro class, and we'll talk soon.
Indeed, my guy, indeed. Chat with you soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so a little bit of a race recap of what's going on with our GT3 drivers from Oulten Gaming, who is covering the GT3 guys over on his page on Facebook Gaming there. We got Eduardo coming in with the thumbs up. Much love. We appreciate all the support. Chris Reeves coming in with the like and the share. Just a quick touch and go. Appreciate you stopping in, even just for a second, my guy. And yeah, definitely go show Oulten that love too. We appreciate all the support here at SFR, GT45 Gaming, and Oulten Gaming as well. It's absolutely incredible having you guys tune in week and week out for these just incredible events that they put on here at SFR. So with that being said, we're going to talk a little bit about SFR. So SFR is the presenter of the league here. You can see them up in the top center left part of the screen, and they are in cooperation with another friendly league in the RRL. And are putting these series together for the consoles guys in cooperation. Now, SFR has just most recently partnered up with SimGrid, and for anybody who's ACC connoisseurs, of course, SimGrid being a platform where we can go and register for PC and console events and races through various different leagues all across the world and all across the different platforms, whether it be PS4, 5, or PC. It's absolutely a great place. So SFR has gotten in with SimGrid here, so we're going to start seeing a lot of SimGrid SFR events here coming in the future for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 and PC as well. There is a Discord server for SFR as well, and I don't have that pinned in my comments. I'll get that for you guys pinned over in the YouTube channel here shortly. And if you're interested in what's going on in SFR as far as ACC goes, you definitely want to jump into the server. They have lots happening there. There's a big driver pool there. There's great competition here. We've been seeing it for the last 7 weeks here in this series, in the multi-class series. We've been seeing the great competition on the racetrack, and we're currently on board with Ray, who's in that GT3 Bentley, and he's now our current race leader overall, and of course in the GT3 class. We did see Magic Man having a little bit of struggles there in the race just a few minutes ago there when we were with Oulten Gaming, speaking with him. But Magic Man will get back on track and he'll put his paces in and he'll continue on. But you see Ray's now actually catching up to Rig Pig. I believe that is up ahead of him there in the BMW GT4 here. So we'll stick with our we'll go down to the TV cameras here as we as soon as they catch up to see how they navigate this. Because as you can see, Rig Pig giving them the taking the outside line there, giving Ray the inside line. There's a great job by Rig Pig there to give Ray an easy way to get around there without having to fight for it too much, and of course not having to have him stuck behind coming through the next couple of sectors, which are fairly difficult. We got a couple of chicanes here, and you don't really want to be stuck behind a GT4 class and a GT3 car if you don't have to be coming into this sector. So great job there by Rig Pig to allow our race leader to get by cleanly and efficiently there. Moving over to our second place driver, we do have TNR Shark Attack here, and Shark Attack's having a good race. You can see Tango 2 is lurching behind here, and this it says he's only 1.2 seconds, but he hasn't actually taken position on Magic Man Tango 2, so I think the Tango 2's a lap down still, is what that tells me. So Shark Attack in P2, and he's looking really good in that McLaren. The McLaren's looking clean, it's looking damage-free from what I can tell, but he does get wide there, so that's going to allow Tango 2 to get past Shark Attack. So Tango 2 only now needs to get around Ray to unlap himself. So Tango 2 is starting to show some pace in that Lexus. So see if he can get up to the leader and actually unlap himself. That would be beautiful for Tango 2 if that was the case here today. So we're going to continue going through our field here. We've got third place driver Magic Man. We've just seen Magic Man struggling a little bit there on the racetrack, getting a little bit wide, making some contact with that wall there, and then getting off track again, probably due to the initial damage from the first time, and opting to say, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm going to get in the pits. I'm going to fix my car and come out with some fresh tires and see what we can do from here. So Magic Man's still looking strong in P3 here. But he definitely has a little bit of time to catch up on the second place driver ahead of him in Shark Attack, as he's just catching up to IRL Ram now and Rig Pig to try and navigate that GT4 traffic. So moving through the grid, there's our podium in the GT3 class, and overall we got Tango 2 in fourth place here. We've seen Tango 2's definitely got some pace here today, making up all kinds of time on the drivers that are a lap ahead of him here. So he has slowly been picking away these GT3 cars one by one and getting that lap back from each one of these cars. The only driver left ahead of him now is the leader of the race, Ray. So if he catches Ray and he can find a way to get around Ray, he will actually unlap himself and get back on the lead lap. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. And you can see he has some pretty serious damage on that race car there as well on the front end. You can see the hood's buckled up there. You can see the grill's pushed in. You can see damage to that front splitter. You can see that front splitter is kind of dragging a little bit, even almost on the road at times. So there's definitely some damage to the front end of that Lexus. And then we have Gravel Trap, who started off really strong here in the race. But he also made a pit stop here. He made a small mistake, which we've seen. But other than that, it looks like he's had a pretty good race here. And sitting in P5 currently, but he has made his pit stop, so he does have that in hand from a couple of the drivers ahead of him here still. So as long as he can keep a good pace here, he might have a shot at grabbing some more positions yet in the race. We still have 22 minutes remaining, lots of time left in this race yet for anything to happen. So all these drivers still pushing on. So we're going to move down into our GT4 Pro class here now, and we have Rig Pig in the lead. All the GT4 guys have cleared their mandatory pit stop. There was a mandatory pit stop for tires here in the race today. So the GT4 Pro class has absolutely covered off their pits. They're good to go now. Hey, Tim, top notch as always, brother. Send the boys on track. My regards, and stay winning, my guy. Hey, much love, Chris. You stay winning too, my guy. Make sure everybody too, you head over to Rockefeller Racing on YouTube and throw a like and a sub their way too, as well as a lot of these broadcasts do go through the Rockefeller Racing YouTube channels And of course, as things change, we'll always keep you guys posted on where to find all the amazing action. It's happening all the time, whether it be PC, PS4, or PS5. SFR has always got something going on, and there's always a broadcast somewhere. So if you guys aren't following Rockefeller Racing, head over to YouTube, search Rockefeller Racing, hit that like, definitely hit that subscribe button. Don't miss any more of the action, because they have tons of ACC action through SimGrid for you guys all week long. Always great racing over at SFR there. So huge shout out to SFR. And of course, SFR, ladies and gentlemen, is sponsored by Coach Dave Academy, and also SimGrid, obviously becoming a big part of the SimGrid platform. That's awesome to hear. We're super stoked for SFR to see the growth and the progress in the league. And since then, we have seen several drivers come into the SFR Discord, which means we are going to have healthy racing and many series and many events running for a very long time, and that's what we like to see here. So huge shout out to SFR and everything they're doing over there. Huge shout out to Catch, who is the owner of SFR, and the team behind them. They do great stuff over there and very efficient stuff. So massive shout out to them guys and the sponsors, of course. Always important to make sure that we're giving the love where the love is deserved. And these guys are a big reason why we're able to put these events on here through SFR. So, we got number 12 with a stop and go penalty, speeding in pit lane. So, Ray, our race leader, picking up a drive-through penalty. Oh my goodness, that changes things for Ray up front. So Shark Attack has taken the race lead now, and Ray's going to have to take that drive-through penalty. I believe it's within 2 or 3 laps here, or he's going to suffer an even bigger penalty. So he's probably going to clear that right away. I'm assuming next time back around he's going to go clear that drive-through penalty, but crucial to maintain your pit speed coming in and out of pit lane, because the stewards, they are on it, man. They don't miss it. They never miss a thing, and they will not hesitate to assess you the penalty no matter where you are on the racetrack, or good or bad, how your race is going. So our current race leader is Rig Pig. All pit stops are cleared here from our GT4 guys. Actually, I think I'm mistaken there. No, our leader is Rig Pig. So Gt4 Pro class, our leader is Rig Pig, 6th overall in the track, and Rig Pig's been looking very strong here today. Now, it's funny because Rig Pig, a little pixelation in the graphics there. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for that. He said he's coming in with absolutely 0 practice. Well, I gotta say, he's looking pretty darn good today. So, for a guy who has no practice and he's coming into a difficult racetrack here, he's showing some pace and currently leading his division in his class here. So, he's doing a really great job. As we look behind there, he doesn't really have a whole lot to worry about at the moment. There is a car back there, but he's just nothing to stress about right now. And this is a great view. You really get a great shot of the car here while we go around the racetrack. You can see everything that's going on inside this BMW here. You can see all the controls that the drivers have to work with. You can see the steering wheel and his mapping buttons. You can see the speedometer and all the information. So the racers really do have a lot of immediate information at their disposal while they're on track too, and that definitely helps them make informed decisions. Of course, they have the pit crews and the crew chief behind them as well, but if the race car driver feels that the car doesn't need to come in right now, the driver can relay that information based off of what they have in front of them to their crew chief as well, and they can discuss that and come up with an alternate strategy if that's what the driver really feels is needed. So really great ways for the drivers and the pit crews to communicate with each other here in sim racing, and not only sim racing, but the GT class racing in general as a whole. We got Joe Mercier coming in with that like and that share as well. Much love. Appreciate everybody stopping in. And don't forget to go over to Oulten Gaming. We do have the co-stream set up, so you should just be able to push on this little chat bubble underneath the description of the stream here at GT45 Gaming. It'll take you right over to Oulten stream. He is covering the GT3 guys over on his side of things here tonight, so make sure to go over and show him some love too, please, ladies and gentlemen. And we are going to check in with Oulten here in about 2 minutes here, and we got about 15 minutes of the race remaining, so what we're going to do is we're going to catch up with Oulten. We're going to catch up on what's going on in the GT3 class. We're going to jump onto our second place Gt4 Pro class driver here, IRL Ram. And he's having a really good race here today too as well. So BMW is looking strong here. We got blue flag. You can see he's got the blue flag being waved. So there must be a GT3 car coming up on him. And when we look at the map on the left side of the screen there, you see that white car coming. That's exactly what it is. We do have the Lexus of Tango 2 starting to fill up the review mirror of that GT4 BMW there. So he does have a GT3 car approaching here, so we'll have to see how that's all handled. And there we go. So he's going to opt to go around right now, and you actually seen Ram just let off a little bit there to make sure that that GT3 car did get through before entering into the chicane there. So great job by our pro driver, and that's what makes these guys pro drivers, folks, is the fact that their racing awareness and their ability to drive their race cars is just a little more on point than it is our Pro-Am drivers in the GT3 cars. And we've been seeing it all series long, really, when you take a look at the races, when you go look at all the races from round 1 to round 7 here. You see the GT4 class really showing their skills in these, the Pro class showing their skills in the GT4 cars here. And it's been a privilege to not only watch and broadcast, but also race against. Now, obviously I am in the series. I just haven't been feeling well today. I'm still battling a migraine headache. We're doing our absolute best to bring the best commentary we can to you, and I think we're doing an okay job for you guys, but I just didn't feel comfortable trying to race with a migraine. I feel like we would have just had to retire probably halfway through the race, if not sooner, just due to the fact that I'm the steering wheel and the heat from the equipment and the big screen right in front of my eyes. I felt like it's just not such a good idea. Broadcasting, I can take a look at my laptop. I can put it quite a ways away. I can dull the screen a little bit for my own viewing pleasure to make things easy, see what's going on the racetrack, and just allow for my eyes then to not make the headache any worse. So really unfortunate, as I was looking forward, even with the rain on the racetrack, to run this race without any real information, but unfortunately today we just weren't feeling up to the task and had to make what I like to call a safety call. I didn't want to put the other racers on the track in harm's way because I'm not 100% up to form for racing today, and it's a tough call to make, but sometimes we got to make it. So I do apologize obviously to SFR for not being on track in the finale, and I do apologize to my teammate Little Mac for not being on track today either, but unfortunately Little Mac having some complications there as well and having to retire from the race. So the Team Slowpoke not getting any love here today, but that's all right. We're having fun. That's all that matters. We're hanging out with our family, our communities, our friends, and really just enjoying some good quality time on the racetrack against each other and with each other. So, and that's what it's all about. And we have Choco here. Choco is putting in the time, man. Choco is doing everything he can here. And Choco, we get a little bit wide there, but doing a good job to recover the car there. So still sitting in top 10 overall here. We got Jay in pit lane, so he's already cleared his pit stop. So this may be a damage repair, or maybe he needs some fuel. We're not sure what the deal is there, but car in pit lane. So back on board with our GT4 Pro leader here, and we're going to stick on board here with Ram as we see Gravel Trap approaching here. So Gravel Trap should be able to make pretty short work of Ram here once he gets around the corner on a big straightaway here. You can see that McLaren gaining a lot of time there, and you can actually see Rig Pig just letting up a little bit to make sure. Oh, careful now, you don't want to get into the grass there. He's gonna have some dirty tires here in that McLaren, but great job there to keep it all together, stay ahead of the GT4 driver there, and now all drivers back on their way. So Gravel Track is back up the road, but we are going to go jump in with Nolander here real quick again, ladies and gentlemen, and we're just going to get an update on our GT3 cars. Hey, Mr. Nolander, how are you doing, my guy? How you doing?
Some more interesting set of events. We now have Shark Attack leading the race here.
Yes, we did see that. We seen Ray come into pit lane there, take his pit stop, and while he was coming out of pit lane, he incurred a speeding penalty in pit lane, so he actually had to also take a drive-through penalty.
Oh, is that what happened?
That is what happened.
That. Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Well, so that explains that. Wow, that how unfortunate for him, as Ray now is a lap down with just 12 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this race. Now the big question is can Magic Man make up a 14-second difference in gap on Shark Attack to come out back on top and steal away this P1 that Shark Attack's looking really good, though. I mean, it's going to be a tough going here, I do believe, for him to catch him.
Shark Attack has shown some very solid pace, and it looks like he's kept it quite clean here today from what I've seen briefly here and there. Definitely set himself up for a potential race win here today.
Absolutely, indeed. I was taking a look at his lines and his pace and everything, and he is on point. He's having himself a fantastic race, indeed.
Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, we just had a move by IRL Ram on RigPig for the lead in our GT4 Pro class. So, new leader in the GT4 Pro class here is Ram. So, RigPig making a mistake coming into the chicane there, and Ram was there to absolutely pounce on the mistake and drove right through the opening there. So, Ram now taking that race lead.
Just a 13.1 second advantage with 11 minutes to go. So he's making up about 3 seconds in 3 minutes. So
it's he might not have enough time. He might need a little bit of help from Shark Attack. He might need a wiggle or two from Shark Attack in a corner or two to really close that gap up. But we do know that Magic Man, when he gets locked in, he can definitely make some ground up. Sorry to interrupt, but we did just have a move for lead change in the Pro Division, GT4 Division as well, as we just seen Ram make a nice pass on RigPig to take over the GT4 class lead. So we do have IRL Ram now in the lead for GT4s, and RigPig has dropped down to second place with Bloxham in third, a little bit behind these guys. So quick update on our GT4 guys here as well.
Nice, very good, very good. Well done, Ram. I'm sure those guys are having themselves quite an interesting race as well.
It is starting to develop into a little bit of a potential battle for the top spot here at the end of the race. So we'll have to see how that develops. But yeah, we'll give us a quick update on those GT3 guys, and then we'll let you go here for the remainder of the race, and we'll catch back up with you right at the end for a recap.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we got, like I say, we got Shark Attacks currently in P1, followed by Magic Man, who is really pushing hard to try to catch him, and closing that gap down to an 11.9 second gap with just 9 minutes left to go in the race. We got Tango in P3, and Gravel Trap is in P4. We got Ray in P5, and I'm not entirely sure what's happened to the other two racers and where they are at on track.
We do have Choco and Jay have been struggling a little bit. Choco's still on track and he's still putting his licks in here, but Jay has put the car in the pits. I'm not sure if he's having an issue or if he's just retired the race car for the race here.
Copy that. Okay, so there's that update for y'all.
It is really loud when you're on board in those BMWs. They are very loud inside those cockpits of those race cars, ladies and gentlemen. My goodness. Alright, so it has definitely been an interesting race. Much like last week's race at Bathurst, we're seeing quite a mix of GT3 and GT4 drivers in the overall race positions, but we're seeing the same old names kind of up in the leaderboards here for the GT4 Pro guys and of course the GT3 guys as well. So we're definitely seeing who the stronger drivers in each division are here at the end of the season, based off the consistency that these drivers have obviously put through all season long. But nonetheless, still, the driver's doing a really great job here.
Yeah, fantastic racing all season long. I've seen nothing but good sportsmanship on track, very clean lines, very well done to all racers indeed.
And we're seeing Bloxham now starting to pick up on RigPig here. RigPig went a little wide off track just a lap and a half ago there and lost some time on the leader. Now we have third place driver Bloxham starting to catch up on him. So we are most certainly definitely looking like we're going to start having some podium battles here for the GT4 Pro class drivers. So shaping up to be a good race ending here, it looks like, in both divisions. Yeah,
indeed. Magic Man's looking at just a 10.1 second gap now with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this race, y'all. Things are starting to heat up. It's looking like a very interesting race ending indeed.
And he is making it very close. All right, well, I'm going to let you go so you can get all that GT3 action out there to the fans, and I'm going to get this enveloping battle of GT4 guys out here to the fans as well at the same time. So we'll catch you at the end of the race, and we'll do a beautiful little post-race recap together. How's that sound, my guy?
Absolutely, sounds wonderful.
All
man.
right. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, cheers.
Soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So great recap there by Nolander. We're going to turn the volume back up on the game a little bit for you guys here because we know you like to hear the cars. I like to turn it down when we got the co-coms in because obviously we want to hear what the broadcasters have to say. But we are having a beauty little battle developing here between Bloxham and Ram. As you can see, Ram just has, Rigpig, sorry, has a mirror full of Bloxham. And Bloxham's going to go inside here. Ooh, contact between the two drivers. Bloxham not able to hold that inside line. And knocking Rigpig off the track there. So both cars probably going to get some damage there. That's really unfortunate for Rigpig there. And Bloxham just continuing up the road here. So I'm a little bit surprised that that's actually the case there. As I feel like that was just a mistake on Bloxham's part there. As it did look like Ram held that outside line. So getting a little bit loose was Bloxham there, getting into the side of Ram. Both cars making contact, and Bloxham is going to actually gain a position there. So a little bit of an interesting development there in the race there, but I think, yeah, there we go. I was just going to say the live timer hasn't updated yet. So Bloxham now into P2 here in the GT4 class. So I guess we'll have to see if Bloxham has what it takes to catch up to Ram. He's about 6 seconds up the road from Ram here currently. So we're going to jump on with Rig and Sephiroth here, who's just coming out of pit lane here. I'm not sure if he had incurred another penalty, if he had more damage there. We just see Choco going around there in that GT3 Bentley as well. So Sephiroth having a bit of a tough race here, but he's on a new setup as well. New wheel and pedal setup here for Sephiroth. So a little bit of a learning curve, obviously, when you have new equipment to work with as well. So lots of learning for Sephiroth here today, but still on track, having a great race. He's at great pace all day today. It's just a couple unfortunate incidents really kind of put a hamper in how he was progressing in the race here for the Gt4 Pro class today. So really unfortunate, but at the same time, you know, he's still putting in the work, and that's what matters the most. He's out there, he's having fun, he's racing his friends, he's racing his competitors, and just having a good time, enjoying life, man. And that's what it's all about here. Of course, at ACC and at SFR, it's about just enjoying racing, having fun, having some good battles, and learning from it, learning from each other. So these guys have done a really great job all series long doing that, and the Pro-Am drivers are really benefiting from the series here this season, as typically you would see a Pro-Am driver end up in the slower car, but changing it up SFR was in this series and putting the Pro-Am guys in the faster cars. So I'm speaking from experience, being a Pro-Am driver in the series, you really had to learn quickly how to properly pass cars, and when to pass cars, and when to set up, and when to back off. You really had to do a lot of learning. So we now have Rigpig getting passed by Jay Guevara 420. I keep trying to say Guerrera, I'm not sure why. They're in the Bentley as well. So you can see the drivers are just absolutely giving her, man. They got no stop in them. It's just go, give her. So whatever the issue was with that car, Jay has gotten his crew together. They've sorted it out, and they have gotten him back on track. So he is a few laps down, but he is still there, and he is going to complete this race. So fantastic to see. We're letting Nolander cover our GT3 guys, so we're going to go. I meant to go with Bloxham here for the end of the race. We have about 3.5 minutes remaining, and Bloxham is now in the lead. I'm not sure when that happened. Obviously, Ram has made a mistake. He's gone off track somewhere, or he's crashed his car, and that's actually allowed Bloxham now to take over the race lead for the GT4 Pro drivers. I can't talk today either, apparently. And what a crazy turn of events for Bloxham. And I mean, he doesn't need any help as far as it comes to the points right now, but he'll take a P1 any day of the week, no matter how it happens. He's a quick driver. He knows how to battle. He knows how to race. So he is currently sitting in P1 with, well, basically a lap remaining after he completes this lap here on the racetrack. So what a great job by Bloxham just to stay patient, stay in it, stay with his rhythm, and currently right now sitting in P1. Move down to P2 here. We do have Ram and Rigpig battling again, so that definitely tells me that Ram had an incident on the racetrack and we just missed it, because Rigpig was quite a ways behind due to his own incident, and of course he did get pushed wide off track by Bloxham there in the battle for P2 there as well, just a little bit earlier. So Ram definitely made a mistake somewhere, but you can see him now sitting there trying to fend Rig Pig off as we're drawing very near to the end of our race here. With just 2 minutes remaining right now. So Sephiroth again still in 4th place. He's a couple laps down, but he's in 4th place. So it's still a really good race finish, good race points here for Sephiroth, rounding on our GT4 Pro division. We did start with 5 Pro drivers here tonight, and we were missing 5. But Little Mac having to retire the car for, we're not sure what the reason is. Obviously, we haven't been informed of what happened with Little Mac there, but having to put the car in behind the wall there. So out of the race, unfortunately, for Little Mac. We got Ram still sitting pretty good in 2nd place here. He's 8 seconds behind Bloxham, so Bloxham is making time up on Ram here. And Rig Pig is about 2.1 seconds behind Ram, so there is always a possibility for a position to change between these two drivers here yet. But looking like Bloxham is going to take this one home here. So what do we got? We got about a minute left, and we're at about the mid-sector of the race here. So these guys may get one more shot around the track here. But it's been a very interesting race here today. It's been a bit of a crazy race. We've seen lots of position swapping. We've seen almost every driver have a struggle of some form or another on the racetrack here today, with the exception of Shark Attack. Really the only driver not having a serious issue. I don't think Bloxham has had a serious issue, but we definitely seen him lose some time at one point in the racetrack, dropping all the way back down to P3. So that does tell me that he did have an incident on the racetrack. And from what I am seeing here on the final lap, there is a heck of a battle going on in the GT3 class. So Magic Man putting the pressure on Shark Attack. So great coverage over there on Oulten Gaming if you want to see what's going to happen there, ladies and gentlemen, as we are sticking with our GT4 Pro class here today. And
leaders on final lap now.
There we go, Shark Attack coming across the line on his final lap. Magic Man only 0.5 of a second behind. So some juicy action going on for our GT3 class here. And we don't have much going on here in our GT4, guys. These guys are going to settle in exactly in the positions they're in here. So, again, unless something drastic happens to one of these drivers on the racetrack at this point, it should be Bloxham 1, Ram 2, Rig Pig 3, and Sephiroth in P4 for the GT4 Pro drivers. I cannot say that today. It's a bit of a tongue twister. So we're just coming up here right now, and this is most certainly going to be the final lap of the race. Oh, and Bloxham getting a little bit too much curb there. He almost lost that race car there, and that may have been enough for Ram and Rig Pig to grab that spot on him there, but he managed to save it. So great job by Bloxham to save the car there. He just ate a little too much of that curb, and it really unsettled that BMW. Really unsettled it. So quick reaction time there by Bloxham, kept him out of trouble, and he's coming around the final corners here right now. So we're going to have this sweeping left-hander coming up, and then it's going to lead right into the, his final corner coming up, the right-hander. I thought there was a lefter still coming. And it's going to be Bloxham here for the race win for the GT4 Pro division. I cannot say that. No, he's going to get one more yet. We did not get the checkered flag there, so we are not done with our GT4 guys. And looking like Shark Attack is going to finish in P1 with Magic Man very close behind. So looking like those two had a very good battle there for the race win. But we are going to stick with our GT4 guys. And we got Ram coming across the finish line with the start flag here. So Bloxham just got across in time. So Ram is going to take P2 here, with Rig Pig going to finish in P3. So great job by these drivers. And Sephiroth just coming around here now. He's got a little ways to go yet. He's going to come around in P4. So back to Bloxham here, who's actually not too far behind Sephiroth here. And Sephiroth looking real solid here, having a great run still, even with all the issues that he dealt with early on in the race there. He's had a really good run here. So That Mercedes is nice and shining still and is looking good on track here. And he's going to come in with a P4 finish for the GT4 Pro division here today. I know it says 9th overall, ladies and gentlemen, but he is in a separate division from the GT3 drivers, and they are racing their own classes here as well as being on the track at the same time. So this will be a P4 finish for Sephiroth when he does come around here. And great job to Rockefeller Racing Sephiroth there as he comes over that line in P4. So now we're going to get on board with our winner here, who is Bloxham. And great timing as he's just coming around that start-finish line right there. So Bloxham is our last car to cross. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's our results. So we're just going to take a screenshot of that for in case we need it. But we do have Shark Attack with the race win, with Magic Man in second place, Ray in third. You see Bloxham doing some donuts there. He's celebrating. He's a happy guy, man. He's having a good time. Ray in third place, Tango 2 in fourth, Gravel Trap in fifth. We've got Bloxham in sixth place, Ram in seventh. We've got Rig Pig in eighth, Sephiroth in ninth. Now these are overall. Choco in 10th, Jay Guevara in 11th, and Little Mac finishing in 12th with a DNF. So I believe you have to finish 70% of the race to be eligible for points, and that is not the case for Little Mac. So I think it'll be 0 points for Little Mac, and of course you can see he hasn't cleared his pit either. But so Shark Attack 1, Magic Man 2, Ray 3, Tango 4, Gravel Trap 5, Choco 6th, and Jay in 7th for the GT3 division. And then we have MX Bloxham in first, blowing all them beautiful donuts on track there. With IRL Ram in second place, Rig Pig in third, and Sephiroth finishing in fourth place for the Gt4 Pro division. And there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. So great job by all the drivers on track today. So I mean, what else do we say? But wow, what an incredible race! It had all kinds of things happening here. We had drivers make mistakes, we had accidents, we had great moves, we had great battles, we had surprise ending, in a sense. Everything changed throughout the whole race. Guys were swapping positions all race long. We've seen guys struggling with the conditions early on in the race, and I do believe and I do feel that is solely because some of these guys were on wet setups coming into dry conditions to start the race, because they were expecting it to be raining at the beginning of the race because it was raining in practice and qualifying. So drivers anticipating a wet race, and there we have it. It's raining again.
Go, go, go.
So you can see how the weather changed here at the racetrack today. Just like that. So drivers got thrown maybe a little bit of an unexpected twist in the weather there for the drivers at the beginning of the race, and it did seem to cause some complications, especially in the GT3 class. Those drivers definitely had a tough start on the race start. As Nolander was recapping us earlier in the race there, Magic Man and I believe it was Shark Attack getting into each other. Magic Man getting loose, spinning out, and then getting hit by Ray. So we had 3 cars involved right out the bat there, and then we seen Choco, I believe, spin out and go into the wall after corner 1 into the right side wall, and then we've seen a couple of the GT4 guys have issues as well at the race start. So it was definitely a difficult day on the racetrack here at Oulten Park, and the drivers made the best of a very tough situation tonight. They put on a fantastic race, and congratulations to our podium finishers again. Congratulations to Shark Attack for P1 in GT3, Magic Man for P2 in GT3, and Ray for P3 in the GT3 class. And congratulations to Bloxham for the win in the GT4s, IRL Ram for P2. We're fantastic, my guy. And of course Rig Pig in that P3 finish. So we were just doing a little podium recap here for the drivers while we were waiting. So what a race! What did you think about this one for our finale here at the multi-class series here at SFR this season?
Fortunate as that little event was at the beginning with Magic Man, it made for one heck of a race at the end. Magic Man nearly pulling off the comeback miracle victory, finished just behind Shark Attack, and Ray right at the end, or Ray rather. Sorry guys, I'm always used to saying that in conjunction with the other Ray. He came back and actually took away P3 from Tango. So very fantastic. The last two laps of the race were just super exciting. Well done to all the drivers, man. That was great.
Absolutely, and I mean, even for the GT4 Pro drivers, we only had four for the majority of the race on the track today, which is really unfortunate. We didn't have more of the field on the track, but it looked like Ram really had that race secured with about 5 minutes remaining, and he made a mistake. We didn't catch it. We don't know what happened. He obviously went off track somewhere, and that actually gave MX Bloxham the win for the GT4 Pro drivers. So IRL Ram still finishing with a strong second place, but he was definitely under pressure by Rig Pig at the end of that race as well. So even at the end of the race, we've seen some drama and some position changings just due to minor mistakes on the racetrack. And of course, we've seen it all race long. A small mistake at Oulten Park means a big mistake in time on the racetrack. So really unfortunate for Ram as he had that race locked down. All he had to do was just get around the track for 3 more laps nice and clean, and I don't think Bloxham was going to catch him, but handed Bloxham another race win for back-to-back wins for Bloxham here to end his season off with. And I mean, huge shout out to Sephiroth too. You know, Sephiroth had the race lead early on in the race. He got a little too much curb out of a corner, and it just absolutely threw him into the wall. It damaged his race car, and he still came out. And I mean, finishing P4, he's going to get P4 points in his class. So really great job by Sephiroth, and still finishing, I believe, 9th overall on the grid as well. Even after all the action that he went through and all the adversity that he suffered through the race. So I think as far as the pro drivers goes in the GT4 class, they did everything they could. They battled as hard as they could, and at the end of the day, Bloxham does come out on top. So huge shout out to all the GT4 drivers on track. Other than that, I mean, it was a pretty uneventful race for the GT4 guys. They some quick, clean passes, and other than that, the race pace kind of settled these guys out today. So not much more to say on the GT4 class, but of course it was a pleasure being on the track with these guys, and of course broadcasting while these guys are on track as well. Being on both sides of the series really does put things into a different perspective, especially as a broadcaster now, being on track, being in the series, knowing what these cars do, knowing what these guys can do with these cars on the racetrack, really does change the way you look at a race when you spectate it as well. So, I mean, huge shout out to the pro drivers. They definitely taught us Pro-Am guys a lot. Showing us how you run those GT4 cars around the track, and they did a really great job here again today, finishing in the middle of the overall standings ahead of several of the GT3 drivers. So I mean, what else can you say? The pro drivers are the pro drivers for a reason, and they showed us why they're the pro drivers today. But not taking away from our beautiful Pro-Ams in the GT3 cars. So I know I'm sure you've got a large recap to go over. So I'm gonna leave the mic to you and fill us in what happened throughout the race there for our GT3 guys.
Well, again, I do have to actually say also congratulations as well to the GR4 guys because I have seen absolutely nothing but professionalism out of these pro drivers in the GT4 category of cars. When the GT3 cars come up on them and the Pro-Am drivers, they allow for room for them to get around, knowing that they have the quicker vehicle. And so just absolute professionalism and great racing etiquette on track. For a little bit of a recap, the race definitely did start out a little bit hairy for the Pro-Am drivers as we had some contact between, I believe it was Gravel Trap and Magic Man. Wait a minute, Gravel Trap was in the orange car. Maybe it was Shark Attack. Maybe it was Shark Attack. Either way, Magic Man and another vehicle came into contact with each other, and it sent Magic Man completely off and into the grass, had to totally and completely regather himself and ended up in P11. And almost, guys, stupid car didn't want to turn in on lap one. Right, Vic. Hey, well done, man. Well done. That was made for one heck of an exciting, eventful race there at the last two laps, man. You were cruising. Well done on the job of getting back into P2. Even was a fantastic job. So yeah, and then the race kind of just proceeded on. As we seen Magic Man, he had to work his way up through the entire field, nearly the entire field. The pro drivers in the GT4 cars and did so pretty quickly, but still just, another lap or two, and things may have turned out differently as far as podium positions went. But we did see right at the end of the last two laps, Ray managing to get around Tango for that final podium spot, and well done to him. We were watching a little bit of that battle, but once I had switched back over quickly to P1 and P2, I just had to stay on board with the race leaders and see where that went. And then as soon as they had crossed the finish line, I quickly jumped back over to P3 and P4 to see that Ray had gotten that move done. So my apologies, Ray, I missed that move. But well done to you anyways. And again, well done to all the drivers. All the drivers did a fantastic job. It's been an absolute pleasure to do the broadcasting for this. So definitely thank you to the SFR. Thank you to the sponsors in IRL and Coach Dave Academy. This has been just an absolutely fantastic experience for me, and I'm just well pleased and very blessed to have been here to do it.
Well, and
too hard towards the end. Yeah, you were. I seen that. It kept losing you time. You gain right up on him and get back onto his back bumper, and then you'd push just a little too hard and cause just a little bit of a bobble, which would open up another second and a half gap. But wow, well thought place for P2, man. Very good. Very good showing.
Absolutely, and congratulations, Magic Man, as I'm assuming that's who you're talking to there in the chat. Nice P2
Enjoyed
finish.
every minute of it.
Great recovery drive there by Magic as well. So, great job by him. And
I enjoyed it. 100%.
That's why. So, yeah, congratulations to Magic Man, as I was just saying there. I'm assuming that's who you're talking to there in the chat. Great recovery drive there by fellow teammate Magic Man. Obviously, I'm a part of Rockefeller Racing myself, so I'm pretty thrilled to see Magic come out with a P2 finish here today. Great job there for the team, and I know that this is a tough racetrack, and having a tough start like that, coming back to almost a win there. Great job by yourself, Magic Man. You're looking sharp out there, my man. I can't wait till I can get up to your pace and start racing you myself, but. Overall, again, as you were saying on the sponsors things, massive shout out to SFR, who is presenting the league here, the multi-class series. They are in cooperation with IRL. Friendly league, of course, friends with SFR as well, ladies and gentlemen. But the sponsors, Coach Dave Academy, and in the future now, also SimGrid, ladies and gentlemen. So, moving forward with SFR, of course, there's going to be more series coming. Nothing officially announced yet. And even if there was an announcement coming, obviously we wouldn't make it on the broadcast here tonight. We would allow that to go through the proper sources and the proper socials, and of course let SFR take care of their business. But there is more coming. There is going to be some GT3 series, I think, is coming for console. There's going to be a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 series coming soon through SFR with SimGrid. And of course, there's always the SFR ACC PC events going on, and that's all through SimGrid as well. So, as I stated, ladies and gentlemen, join the Discord over at SFR. Jump in there, see what's going on. Come check out everything they have to offer. They have all kinds of things going on there. There's leagues, races, events, all sorts of things to join up into, get involved in. Even if it's your first time out, highly recommend it, because, ladies and gentlemen, it was my first time out in this series. I have not raced a single lap on ACC until I joined this SFR multi-class series, and I have learned a ton. Not only from the drivers, but from the league itself, from Catch himself, and all the staff over there. They're very accommodating. They have no issue taking time to help you out. They have no time to give you little tips and tricks to get ready for races. And all they want to do is just see us all go out there, enjoy our experience, and have a lot of fun. And honestly, in all 7 rounds, we definitely seen the drivers having a lot of fun on the racetrack. And that really is what's most important. So, huge shout out to SFR and everything that's going on over there. They've been working very hard, and what a great series. I was proud to be a part of it as far as a racer goes and a broadcaster goes, and it was awesome to bring Nolander along for the ride with us too. He absolutely rocked it out this season, all season long with the comms. So massive shout out to you too, man. Give yourself a round of applause, because you were just as green as I was coming to ACC, and you nailed it, brother. You just hammered it out. You did such a great job. So yeah, make sure you give yourself a round of applause too, my guy, because it takes time, it takes effort. So
Yeah, and like I was telling chat earlier, actually, just like my racecraft has improved from being on track with the much faster racers, uh, it really improved me. And the same goes for the commentating too. I have yourself, Tim, and D Dot to look up to, and you guys are both absolutely epically good commentators, absolutely professional, 100%. And as I continue to watch your guys' broadcasts, I learn more and more every time about what it takes to be a commentator and what it takes to be a good commentator. And the professionalism that you two show during your broadcast is just, it's unmatched. I've not seen anything better. I can guarantee that. So, but definitely I do want to say now, for any future, possible future racers out there, y'all, don't be afraid to get on track with these guys. The racing community is absolutely a fantastic community. Where can I find the Discord at? Mr. Bradley Helm asks. Would you like to take that question there, Tim?
I will give me 1 minute, and I will go get us an invite, and I will post it right in your chat.
There you go, Bradley. There you go. But yeah, so any potential future racers out there, do not be afraid to get on track with these guys. You will learn, and you will learn quickly. And like, as I said, the racing community is fantastic. It is the by far the best community out there in the gaming world. You will not find better. I can guarantee you that. And they are all very willing to jump right in and take a driver as either no experience or next to no experience, and really just get their feet up underneath them and allow them for the potential to grow. And that's really what it's all about, is coming together as a community, making each other faster. It's not just individuals that gets faster, it's everybody is in the whole, you say it's the league that you're racing in, or just, after work you jump in one night a week or something and have fun, just getting on track with these guys. Definitely jump up in the Discord, um, in these racers Discords. The SFR, as Tim said, he's going to be posting a link here shortly up in the chat. So even later on, that links are there, and those links work even after the video is ended, guys. You go ahead and just click on them. It'll take you right over there to it.
Now
I believe that.
Post that in my own now too while I'm at it.
Hey, there you go, right there, Bradley. There's your answer, guys, right there. Get involved, y'all. Hi, love.
All right, so we're posting that on our Facebook channel here, GT45 Gaming, and we're actually going to post that, and we're going to go pin that in the YouTube channel as well, ladies and gentlemen. I totally forgot to do that at the beginning of the race. My bad. I do apologize, SFR, as I normally do that for these broadcasts, but I just slipped my mind today. But we'll get that pinned up in the YouTube channel as well for those that may watch the broadcast after the fact, of course, as a recorded video. And that invite will be valid in there for you guys to use for the next 7 days. So if you're interested, you want to see what's going on, SFR also does have GT on the platform as well. But however, with that being said, they are just currently waiting for the game to stabilize and be in a little bit better shape. So the lobbies are up to league standards. So we are just waiting for that. Once we have stabilized lobbies over on the GT side of things, there will most certainly be some GT SFR events as well, ladies and gentlemen. So all you GT fans out there, GT7 guys, don't worry. There is stuff coming for you guys too. Eventually, we're just waiting for those stabilization issues over on GT7. We all know what's going on there. We appreciate everybody's patience in the matter with GT7. But you want to get involved on ACC, even as a brand new racer, definitely hit up that Discord, hit that link. Jump on in there, and one of the amazing staff over the Discord server there from SFR will take care of you guys, get you in the right direction, and answer any questions you may have for them as well. So, what a great series, Nolander. I mean, I know I enjoyed racing in the few races I was in this series. I think I did 4 of the 7. One I was moving for, so I missed, and I missed. Okay, I did 5. I did 5 of the 7. So it was quite an experience. ACC is a different beast. But don't let that scare you, because I was afraid when I first started too, and it doesn't take long to get the hang of it. And when you really do start to get the hang of it, you'll find a comfort zone with it, because you'll the realism in the physics part of the game is just top level. So you want some realism in a sim racing game, you definitely want to try out ACC, folks. It is 100% worth it, and I don't even think it's that expensive if you're a PlayStation Plus member with the extra benefits. I believe you can get it for like $10 if you don't have the game. So keep that in mind as well, ladies and gentlemen. And just a great race, you know. It's the finale. That was a big send-off race, and what a great job. We had some rain in free practice and qualifying to start the race, and then we seen the drivers get on track for the race, and the rain went away. It was nice and sunny out. The track was fast, and I think that we've seen some of these guys on the wet setups to start the race with, and I think that's where we've seen a lot of the early on incidents in the race was while these guys were on their wet setups. I think once the guys got off those wet setups and got back into their dry setups is when we really started seeing the action happen here tonight during the race here at Oulten Park. Again, I have said a couple times to the broadcast, they consider this the Rainbow Road of British racetracks, and we can see why. Very technical, lots of twists and corners. It has lots of elevation changes in amongst the twists and the corners, so it really throws you for a loop if you're unfamiliar with the racetrack as a race car driver. And if you're not familiar with your car, it could really cause you some problems. So having drivers on a wet setup in dry conditions with the intensity that Oulten Park provides in racing definitely caused some issues for some of the drivers. Now, with that being said, some of these drivers came into this race on a normal dry setup, tweaked to be set up for rain racing. So for those drivers that were set up like that as a dry race car setup for raining conditions, those drivers fared out alright at the race start because the car was already partially set up for dry conditions in a sense. The only factor they had to deal with there, of course, was those wet tires, and because the wet tires are a very soft compounded tire, even just sitting in a normal 25 or 28 degree days, sitting in the sun, not protected, and you go touch those tires, they're very squishy. You could even probably pull a piece of rubber off of the tire. That's how soft they are. So you could imagine how that felt underneath the drivers starting on those wet setups in those really warm racetrack conditions. I'm sure it was a very uncomfortable situation, but we've seen great recoveries by all our drivers here tonight, and I can't say that we couldn't have finished it off any better personally. If I had to say so myself, what do you have to think there, Mr. Nolander?
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, getting set up for a race and having it be for a rain race and then having it be dry conditions throughout the race, the rain never came back. Drivers all did a fantastic job. The race was very clean. There was a couple of incidences that happened, but again, most likely due to being set up for the race to be held in rain, and then the weather just decided to up and change on us. So such is life, but it was an absolutely fantastic racing, this race, and has been all season long. We got my daughter coming in the house with the hashtag Tim Fan Club love, and we got Mr. Joe Mercer coming in with a big old like on the stream as well. So thank you both for that.
Much
and
love.
The reaction from my daughter as well. Yeah, indeed. And an absolute huge shout out to all the fans of the stream, whether it be my stream, Mr. GT45 Gaming stream, whether it be Mr. Ghost Viper or Mr. D.90. I could just go on and on, y'all. These streams are absolutely nothing without you guys. You guys make the streams, and we love you for it, and we thank you very kindly from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you all to the fans out there who come and watch, and even just the race fans in general. Racing wouldn't be a thing, right, without fans. Really,
Absolutely.
I mean, so yeah, huge thank you all for that.
And well said, Nolander, well said. And I mean, just what a great series. What a great series. Multi-class racing is genuinely a lot of fun. I mean, that's what we see in real life in the GT World Challenge and IMSA over in the USA and in North America here. We see multi-class racing. We see prototypes on the track with GT3 cars, with GT4 cars, with Club Sport racing cars. And it just makes for absolutely exciting racing. You never know what's going to happen. You always have the faster cars having to navigate through the slower cars, and it just really makes for non-stop action all race long. So the multi-class was absolutely fantastic event, And I hope that we're going to see another one soon in the future, maybe here from SFR. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you do have to stay tuned to the socials if you want to know when new seasons are starting, or again, join that Discord server that we posted in the chats there for everybody. And of course, I will also do my best to keep you all updated through GT45 Gaming page, as of course we work very closely with SFR and what they have going on there as a broadcaster, as a racer, and of course as a Rockefeller Racing team member. So I will do my best to help you guys stay up to date with what's going on as well through my socials. So just make sure you guys are keeping your eyes on that. And when you see the post on the socials, do us a favor. Hit a like, hit a share, drop a comment on that post for us too. That's just going to help us get more interaction, more reach towards the league, towards the races, maybe draw more sponsor attention towards SFR, and we can pick up some more great things over here for SFR. All these things matter, so we do appreciate all the interactions from everybody: the likes, the shares, the comments, the follows, the subscriptions. If you haven't headed over to the Rockefeller Racing YouTube channel yet, we would love for you to guys go do so. Rockefeller Racing, just go to YouTube, search Rockefeller Racing, you'll know it when you see it. And a lot of SFR content does go through that YouTube channel, ladies and gentlemen. And they have ACC PC races, PS5 races, and the PS4 races on that channel throughout the week, all week long. So if you don't want to miss them, definitely head over there, become a subscriber, and turn on your live notifications. You'll never miss a moment of the action. If you enjoy watching the races from Nolander's point of view or GT45 Gaming's point of view, same deal. If we wouldn't mind, drop a like, a share, and a follow, or subscription, depending what channel it is that you're watching on here at GT45 Gaming. Turn on those live notifications. That way there you never ever miss another moment of SFR live ACC action. And I don't think I have much more to say here, but great job to all our racers. Thank you to all the try guys on track. Obviously, we don't have an event without the drivers. And thank you to all you guys, the fans, for viewing, because we don't have broadcasts put out there if it isn't for you guys, the viewers that come in and show so much love week in and week out. We appreciate all of you for real. And just a huge shout out to SFR for putting on the series. Obviously, without the series, we wouldn't have anything to race in. So much love to SFR and their sponsors, Coach Dave Academy. And again, thank you from GT45 Gaming for all the support throughout the season. And we'll see you next season.
Yeah, absolutely, my guy. Well said. And I do myself want to thank you, Tim, for definitely for the for getting this hooked up for myself. It's been a wonderful experience, and I certainly appreciate you and Catch for the decision making to have me come on board. And I definitely look forward to more racing events with the SFR. That's right, y'all. Sim Force Racing. Definitely, as Tim said, there is a Discord link posted in the chat. Y'all get over there and check those guys out and what they have got going on. And for any of you that have concerns with being on Assetto Corsa, don't be concerned with it at all. From everything I have seen, it's a fantastic game, very super realistic. Maybe even more so than any of your favorite Gran Turismo games or whatever, because you don't get much better than those two. But there will be events coming up on Gran Turismo 7 as well. Not so sure about Gran Turismo Sport, but Raymond Hernandez, howdy, buddy. How are you doing? Just putting in my 2 stop and goes, was in for my second win this season. Right?
Oh, Ray, tough one, buddy. We're gutted for you, my man. Oh, yeah. It was a good race nonetheless still, though.
It was very exciting, very exciting finale, I do have to say. And again, as unfortunate as the events were at the beginning of the race, it sure made for one heck of a race at the end of it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, right from start to finish, really there was action right through the whole race. I mean, we had a little bit of chaos at the beginning of the race, but that chaos created good action for the end of the race. These drivers pushed, they caught back up, and they battled, and that's what really made round 7 special here at SFR Multiclass Series. I think this was probably the inaugural series for this type of series for them too as well. So like I said, hopefully another one coming in the future, but we'll all have to stay tuned to the socials to find out. Keep an eye on them. There are announcements coming I have no idea what's coming myself, but there is stuff coming. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate everything. Thank you for being here tonight. I'm sorry I couldn't be on track to race with the guys tonight and to race for you guys tonight, but we just brought the race to you in a different way here tonight, and I really hope you all enjoyed it. Stay winning, and we'll see you at the next series.
Absolutely, buddy. Absolutely. Hey, I'll just mute myself to end the stream, and it doesn't
Yep.
matter if you mute yourself
Yep.
or whatnot, but then we can get back on and chat just amongst ourselves
Yep.
off stream here. Great stream. Thanks for everything, guys. Hey, Raymond, absolutely, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. And again, Tim, Mr. GT45 Gaming in the house, y'all. And we thank you kindly here at No Lander Gaming for joining us on comms today. It's been an absolute pleasure, my friend. And
It was really great to finally get in the comments box with you and sit beside you and really broadcast out a really great race. And I think the way we approach the finale here will be a lot of fun for the drivers, because now they have to go to two different races. They have to go watch two different races. They really want to see what went down. So that should be
Right.
really fun for the drivers as well, because I do know that the drivers do like to see different perspectives of the race. So we gave that to them here tonight, and I hope the fans enjoyed that as well. And of course, that way there, it's a lot easier not to miss any of the action happening on the racetrack when you got broadcasters handling each class. So I think that was a lot of fun, and of course we'll always await our feedback. We love the constructive criticism here. I know at GT45 Gaming, and I'm sure at No Lander Gaming loves that constructive criticism as well.
Absolutely.
It's how we learn.
Absolutely.
It's
Yep.
how we become even better and bolder for you guys, and you guys have great ideas sometimes, and we love to implement them. So really
Yeah, most
appreciate it.
certainly. Absolutely agreed. Definitely.
All right, my
All
dude.
right, buddy.
We're gonna hit the mute button. I'm gonna close off, and I'll hit you up after the stream.
Same.
All right, brother.
Sounds great, my guy. Talk to you here just momentarily.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So a great recap there with Nolander, and I'm really proud of Nolander. He came in very unsure of the commentary for ACC. He came in not knowing how to use the cameras. He came in not knowing how to broadcast an ACC race. He took all the information that was provided by myself and Catch, and he really knocked out some great commentary here in the series, and I'm proud of him. And I love to see new broadcasters coming into the mix, because as our leagues grow and as we gain steam and we find more racers, we need more broadcasters to continue bringing all the action to you guys, the fans. And that's the goal here. That's what we're trying to do at GT45 Gaming. We're taking people that are interested in broadcasting or want to be broadcasting, that have the streaming equipment and the proper software to do it, and we're doing a little bit of broadcaster training here at GT45 Gaming. So with that being said, if it is something you're interested in, you have the equipment and the software to make it happen, hit me up, let me know. We'll set up a time and we'll do some one-on-one training with you guys, and we love to see more broadcasters in the sport, as well as we need, as I said, as we grow and continue to flourish, as sim racing is becoming very popular on all platforms, no matter whether it be iRacing, ACC, Forza, GT, whatever the case may be. It is growing quickly. It's getting a very big following. Communities are growing quickly, and the leagues are growing quickly because of it. So we want to get all the action out to you guys, the fans. We don't want you guys to miss a single racing event that comes out of SFR. We just need more broadcasters. So with that being said, do hit me up privately through my pages, whether it be WhatsApp, Messenger, Discord, however it is that you can contact me if you're interested, and we'll get you set up with a little bit of one-on-one. We'll have a discussion about what's required and what needs to happen to really knock out great commentary. And I would love to bring more of you into the commentary booth and provide more racing to the fans worldwide. So it is something we're working on here. Nolander really is kind of the first the student under the wing, and he's doing a fantastic job. He's taken it to heart. He takes it very seriously, and he's very professional with it, and we love what he's doing over there at Nolander Gaming. So massive shout out to Nolander. He really deserves the credit. He works really hard to please and provide the best broadcast that he can give. So massive shout out to my man Nolander over there. And he really does deserve all the credit in the world, because he really did knock out some great broadcasts for us here at SFR, and that gave me a chance to really get on track and race too, and I don't get that chance very often competitively, so I extra appreciate the effort from Nolander because he did give me the opportunity to actually get myself on track and do a little bit of competitive racing, so I do appreciate him for that. I would have been on track tonight. I'm not feeling well. I have a migraine. I'm really overheated from work, and I just didn't want to do the rig for a couple hours with all the extra heat and lights on the eyes, so we decided just to come in and do what we do best, and that's commentate. So appreciate all everybody's support. Yeah, oh, it's coming. There will be another message coming to you, Nolander, and oh, it's coming. All right, we'll stay alive to see what this message is. We got Karen Reicher's coming in with the big time follow too. Much love, much love, much love. We appreciate your support. Welcome to the Winner Circle community. Welcome to the family. You just became a part of something much bigger than yourself. We got Nolander coming in with that like and that share as well. Man, this guy's a legend right here. So super appreciate this guy, Nolander. And I mean, just really appreciate Catch from SFR and his staff as well. You know, they really helped me out getting into the rhythm with ACC. They provided me some early setups to get started with in the beginning of the series, and then once I started to understand kind of how everything worked and the physics of the game and how the cars work, you know, we took on that task ourselves, and I think we had a pretty good series. It would have been nice to be on track to finish out the series today, but again, I made that call for safety reasons for the other drivers on track. I felt like I just wouldn't have been a safe and smart, decisive race car driver today, and in that was enough to pull myself off the track for today, whether it was finale night or not. The safety of all my fellow competitors is more important to me than going for glory on the racetrack. So sometimes we make tough calls as racers, and that was a tough one to make, but we had to make it tonight. But hey, we got to really come out. We got to broadcast a great race for everybody, and it was just a fantastic show. So multi-class series is over. There will not be a multi-class race next week, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, that's kind of sad. Hey, I know, but as I said, stay tuned. There's definitely announcements coming. There's definitely more stuff coming. So hit that Discord server up, hit that link up, jump on into the SFR Discord there, and let the guys assist you there. And of course, stay tuned to the socials, because we'll be making those posts as we get the announcements ourselves as well, to make sure that as many of the community members and drivers out there know what's going on. So if you are interested, you can jump in, get on track, and see what you got, and hopefully have a lot of fun, because that is the main point here. So, and I struggled in the series, but you know what? This is probably the most fun I've ever had. Sim racing has been this series. I absolutely am in love with the ACC physics. I love the way it feels. I love the way the cars sound. I love the way the cars drive. I also like having the option of having more updated racing cars to play with as well. So I really am enjoying ACC, and we are definitely going to see more competitive racing out of GT45 Gaming when it comes to ACC, without a question of a doubt. But you're also going to see some good quality broadcasting coming as well. We're definitely going to show the love on both sides of the spectrum, as I do enjoy to do the commentary as well. So again, presented by SFR, ladies and gentlemen, and sponsored by Coach Dave Academy. And the next SFR series we do see will be through SimGrid, so should be fantastic. And on that note, we're definitely going to shut the broadcast down here. And just a great job to all our drivers right from the start of the series till now. I think we've probably rotated through close to 30 different drivers with reserves and guys just unable to make races and stuff. So it really does take a team to make this happen, and what a great team that SFR does have there to continue to make these events happen. So much love, much respect, and can't wait for the next series. This is GT45 Gaming, your host for the evening. One of that is, we did cover the Gt4 Pro division here this evening, and Nolander Gaming over on Facebook did cover the GT3 Pro Am division for the race this evening. So if you want to catch both sides of the action, make sure you tune in on both streams, and definitely show both streams some love, like, share, and if you're not a follower of the page, make sure you smash that follow button, turn those live notifications off so you don't miss another race. We appreciate you, we love you, stay winning, peace and love, and we'll be back soon, ladies and gentlemen, for some more great racing action here with SFR. We appreciate you. Have a fantastic evening.